Hey guys, Romanini Reaper here. So I have got done watching Unfrosted on Netflix. This is of course the new comedy from Jerry Seinfeld, a film which he would be writing, directing, and starring in. So this is very much his baby. And so the story he has chosen to bring to the screen is the creation of the Pop Tart. But what would potentially help this film stand out from the wave of other biopics, a term coined by Wendy Ide, is that it would be a comedic take on events, almost like a parody of the subgenre. And so this could potentially do for the business biopic what Walk Hard did for the music biopic. Well, at least for 10 years anyway, until Bohemian Rhapsody came along. But is this film a funny send up of an iconic corporate success story? Let's find out. So, the film is set in the town of Battle Creek. It's 1963, and Kellogg's and Post are at war to become the dominant cereal company of Battle Creek, going to all kinds of lengths to achieve that goal, including spying on each other, rigging awards, the whole shebang. Then one day, the Kellogg's head of development, Bob Cabana, discovers something potentially revolutionary in a dumpster outside the main office of Post. And so the race between these two cereal companies really begins to heat up as they race to be the first to create a revolutionary new toastable product. So yeah, obviously Jerry Seinfeld has gone on record saying, the usual old man yells at cloud thing of, oh, it's impossible to be funny nowadays. The woke left have ruined comedy. And he's also very interestingly gone and said that, he aspires for Unfrosted to be like the opposite of Barbie. And to his credit, he succeeded. Like, because where Barbie is a smart, funny, just overall really entertaining, crowd pleasing film, this is none of those things. Like I get you want to have you're fighting against an invisible enemy thing of claiming everything has to be PC, it can't be funny now. But like surely if you want to counter that point, make a film that is actually funny, that actually has good jokes in there that people can laugh at. Because all you're doing is just sort of fueling the fire of the opposition that you're, so ardently fighting against. And like, it's remarkable. This thing is like the Sahara Desert of comedy. Just, all these like gags and jokes and bits and sketches, they come thick and fast, and like it's remarkable. You could actually hear a pin drop. That's how few laughs there are. And here's the frustrating thing. There are inherently really good ideas for gags here. Like some really fun elevator pitch concepts for jokes that, executed well, could really hit the mark. Like, you've got the framing device where, this whole thing is being treated with the same level of weight as the space race. There's also other good ideas in here, like a milkman mafia, all the mascots, rising up against their corporate masters in a January 6th-esque moment. And even, like, a thing about a ravioli monster. Like, these are good ideas. They had an open goal here, and they kicked the ball way wide of the net. Like, all these great ideas wasted in such unfunny execution. Like, there are a few moments that actually did kind of get chuckles out of me. Like there's a gag early on about someone using like word cereal to spell out rude words, and there's a thing like NASA practicing like alien encounter protocol that actually kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, those couple of things aside, yeah, this thing fails the six laugh test hard. And what's equally as impressive as just how unfunny the film is the celebrity roster that have signed on to this thing to get the paycheck and humiliate themselves. So joining Jerry Seinfeld for the unfunny antics is an ensemble that includes Jim Gaffigan, Melissa McCarthy, James Marsden, Christian Slater, John Hamm, John Slattery, hell, even Hugh Grant is involved in this, playing a lesser version of his Paddington 2 character, Phoenix Buchanan. It's obviously lesser by default, just by it not being the Paddington 2 version. Like, but yeah, he does at least commit to the bit hard enough that he is an entertaining presence overall. Amy Schumer's also in this as well. I would say she's too good for this, but this film deserves her, honestly. But yeah, it's remarkable all these people show up and humiliate themselves. It is ridiculous. And that would be fine. You know, all these people, they get their paychecks. Don't feel too sorry for them. If the ridiculously stacked roster didn't extend to the behind the camera talent, because you got Christoph Beck doing the score, fresh off Roadhouse, I see, and perhaps most shockingly, fucking Bill Pope is the cinematographer for this. Bill Pope! Like, and the frustrating thing is, there are actually some neat visual flourishes here that, that Jerry Seinfeld actually had a really good idea for, for a cool visual sequence to direct. And and Bill Pope wonderfully brings these things to life. There's a really fun moment early on where Bob bites into this revolutionary new product and it does the sort of dolly zoom thing and as like storm clouds form behind him. It's a really well shot thing and there's even a cool little visual of a Pop Tart like rising out of a toaster, shot and framed in the same way as one of NASA's rockets taking off. Those are cool flourishes, and you can actually see Bill Pope shine through. The problem is the rest of it has that usual streaming movie look of where everything is really bright and overly lit to the point where it just kind of just looks like an advert. Yeah, yeah, it's that kind of, and I'm not exactly expecting like visual perfection from this, because this is a comedy. But come on, can we have like at least a bit of effort into making it look, like a movie, like an actual real movie that you can, that would be watched and shown to audiences. Well, obviously not shown to audiences. You are showing yourself it because it's on Netflix. But come on, can we at least have at least look at least a little bit cinematic? Those couple of flourishes aside, it falls frustratingly short of that mark. And yeah, I am really running out of things to say about this film. Like, truly, I think my my brain has melted here. Like, obviously, cinematically speaking, it has the nutritional value of the very thing it is, bringing to life, which would be fine if it was funny and entertaining. Like, I'm serious when I say this. I don't think I have laughed this little at a comedy since. Let me think. Holmes and Watson, obviously. If you remember that. Hopefully you don't though. Uh, Also the Me Time, the Kevin Hart film with Mark Wahlberg. Like it proudly sits. Like this proudly sits among that company. Like yeah. My God, this is easily one of the worst films of the year by far, and that's quite frustrating because there are nuggets buried deep within this. Overall, yeah, Unfrosted, I'm gonna give this film a 3 out of 10. So you let me know down in the comments, have you seen Unfrosted? What did you think of it? Did you find it funny? I like seeing opposite perspectives. What's your favorite business biopic, and why is it Blackberry? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.